fixed it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Devil John Moulton. Welcome back to Once Upon a Game, the story game variety show where we are doing a Quentin Tarantino Wild West movie today, basically. So let's get to it, shall we?
Heck yeah.
All right. So how would you guys be going to town? How are you going? So this we established it has a rail yard, but you can also go by horseback. How do you think you guys are approaching the town?
I think if there's a train, we're taking it, right?
Yeah, most immediate way into the city. But are we riding as passengers, or are we just basically hitching a ride on the back of it?
I like being hitchhikers.
Yeah, because like none of us are very like official, so I think we're kind of just like our way into the back cart with like a bunch of lead shipments or something.
Sure.
Personal
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or no. They would be shipping the lead out, so we're just in the back with all the explosives. We're just hanging out.
Okay.
No one smoke anything.
It's a very safe place to hang out.
So
Only color we could find.
okay. So like we start with like the establishing shot of like the Devil John Moulton. So like imagine like your standard spaghetti western start. So it has like that like dun 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 ba dun 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 dun. You know, like kind of like trumpet drum kind of like combo thing. And we have like an establishing shot of the Wild West. And like it like pans over like a railroad track, and in the distance we hear like the chugga 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 like woo woo steam train going by, and like it like goes by like the front of the camera, and then like the Devil John Moulton's like title screen comes on, and
with the old style, very serify like
absolutely right
yeah.
Totally, and we see like the train as the train like continues to go by with like the cars and stuff. We see like playing with like Nick Willett as blah blah blah, right? And like we see all like the credits and stuff go by, and then it finally begins with like the last car going by, and that's like where we see our characters hanging on the back of it, right? And so like we see you see in the distance like somebody's peering over to the side of like the car, and you see a small town coming up ahead, and you can see that there's like it's thick, the air up ahead is thick and heavy with like smokestacks of some sort of like forging, and other than that it looks kind of like a dilapidated town. Clearly, it's Plumber's Gulch. So we'll start from there on the train.
Okay. So I think I'm kind of just like, thumbing over a few like personal possessions that I'd kind of stolen off the people that I ended up killing back in the town. And I kind of turned to Quinn and I'm like, "Are you sure the old mayor will bother to listen to us?"
So as you asked that, Quinn is like writing on a notepad, and I think we see a shot over the shoulder of like what Quinn is writing, and Quinn's basically like got this notepad that's like stuffed with like crumpled paper, and it's just writing just the things that are happening like right this second.
So like the character from Memento is writing
notes. Totally like that. So whenever you ask the question, like Quinn is like, "Oh," and flips back like a few pages, and like it's like, "Yeah, that's what I heard." Yeah.
I think Laszlo kind of just like balks at him for a second. He's like, "So McCluskey, are you sure the mayor will actually listen to us?" Just like seeking reassurance.
Yeah, and I think so Pete has got like the boxcar door open, and so he's kind of like sitting. I guess he'd be like standing like leaning against it and just kind of staring off of the town, and like just like enough so he's not talking out of the car. He like turns his head and he'll do what he needs to do.
And Laszlo kind of nods and he's like, "But what do we have to do for him?" I think that's the greater question here. I'm sure he'll cough up the information, but
we'll do what we got to do.
Does it really matter?
And Laszlo turns to him and he's like, "You don't even know what we have to do. You don't know what you had for breakfast."
I do. I have notated it here.
Look back a few
2
pages.
sausage, 1 bacon rasher, and 1 egg sunny side up.
He turns back and he's like, never mind. It's not worth it."
Don't matter what he wants us to do. We're gonna do it. 'Cause we gotta.
You can't see it because of the bandages, but Laszlo kind of smiles and he kind of like tips his hat down a little bit and he's like, "Yeah, I was hoping you'd say that."
So just so I understand, none of you guys actually anyone has a personal connection with the mayor, right?
No, I don't think so.
So
I think all of us.
Okay.
We just know.
Okay. Do you guys know right now, like, if do you know that Mayor Hank was deposed, like that it's Mayor Gus Hackard?
I think so. I
Do
guess
we know that? Or
I think it'd be
like,
more interesting if we were coming into this blind.
yeah, like you're thinking that you can just go see the Mayor Hank, right? And
Yeah,
like
and we don't even
it's
know
a way
him,
different
like-
thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think like with that revelation, Laszlo kind of peeks out of the open door, and he's just like, "This seems like an awful lot more smokestacks than there were there before. I mean, I remember the town had a bit of a mining thing going on, but I don't remember any industry going on there."
What do you think's changed?
Laszlo kind of wraps his knuckles on the door, and he's like, I don't know. I didn't think the mayor would be able to pick up industry like that so fast, but I guess times are a changing."
Well, if he's an industrious type, maybe we can play on that.
Laszlo kind of sits back and he's like, that man ain't no industrious type. That man only prides one thing in his life, and that's the coin he's got in his pocket.
Nice.
What coins would he want? Coins would get him.
The train starts to slow down as it pulls into the dilapidated. Oh, I guess it would go not actually to a passenger station. It would probably go to like the factory.
Yeah, I go to
Right.
like the offloading section, and we just kind of
Yeah.
like hop out of the back before it gets there.
Okay.
We get spotted.
Yeah. So it's beginning to head over to the offloading factory part.
Okay.
Get like the external shot where it's like side on and the train passes by, and whenever it goes out of frame, there's just the three of us like
Exactly.
rolling on the sand.
Yeah,
Yeah, like dusting some dust off you, right?
We're just picking ourselves up off the ground and walking forward.
Yeah. So you're like in a so for everybody, we're looking at probably like one of those junctions of train or like railroad cars. So like there's a bunch of like just idling rail cars around. Like your train slowly like was like pulling away and going to like some other part. And
The
like,
area's
yeah,
choked.
exactly. It's choked with smoke and soot. There's just a bunch of just like gravel and rail and just cars everywhere. Like it's a giant like rail yard of just different boxes of supplies and things like that all over the place. Yeah, down the way from the rail yard is the factory.
Laszlo kind of
like in the distance you hear some men hollering about like the train pulling
right.
in
It's
and get ready,
the
boys.
whole yard's very boisterous with all the people shouting.
Uh-huh.
I think Laszlo kind of takes a step forward and he's like, "There's a lot more people than I remember here as well. You think they're going to be a problem?"
Well, sure as heck hope not.
And Laszlo kind of just like turns back to you and he's like, "I'm ready if they are."
We can handle ourselves.
And Laszlo kind of laughs. He's like, "I'm not worried about handling myself. I'm worried about the body count I can rack up."
Okay. So then I think you guys would probably start moving ahead, like to the factory. Are you guys going to do it like stealthily or like nothing's wrong or
Well, are we assuming the
describe your
mayor's-
approach?
Are we assuming the mayor's in the factory at this point? We're not just going to like the town hall.
Oh,
Well, I
that's
guess if we
a good
think
point.
If we think it's Hank, then we probably would go to.
Yeah, we go to the town
Oh
hall.
yeah, you would be going to
Yeah.
the town hall. Yeah,
right, because
okay.
we don't know yet. And like the corporate office is also where the mayor's hold up.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, so you guys, so we get a shot of like a horizon shot, and we see like the three of you come over the horizon like down Main Street, like down this very like and like the town is way more commercialized than it was before. So you guys are all kind of like looking in kind of like wonderment about just how fast this town blew up. There's a bunch of just like shanty houses set up in rows. There's a couple saloons, but unchanged. Or I guess no, it's not unchanged. The original structure was there of the town hall, but it's clearly been built up with like a lot more like sort of like industrial materials than just the old like wooden town hall building. However, it's showing signs of like rust and dilapidation already. And right above like the door, it says Plumber's Gulch, and then you guys see right next to that, there's a sign that says like under new management.
Laszlo kind of points up to it and he's like, "Now, what do you think that's about?"
Well, we live in a democracy, so apparently they had an election.
Yeah. I mean, you going here, like you pass by a couple like strangers on the street and stuff who are like we're talking, and then they see you and they kind of like shut up because like you clearly you're not wearing like the workers' uniforms or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're wearing like dusters and cowboy hats. So
Exactly. So that they think you might be trouble. I mean, do you? I have a question for Pete. Do you still wear your tin star?
He probably has it, but he doesn't wear it.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think so. All right. So I think before you get into the store, right? Like, or before you get into the mayor's office, I think you hear a voice calling out from across the street, and it says like, "Well, I be damned." Is that Pete McCluskey? And like the over the shoulder shot, you see the sheriff, you see Ross Fletcher. Like, folks were talking, they saw some strangers in these parts, but never would have thought in a million years it'd been you.
So like the
Looks
crowd
like-
of extras is
yeah.
like swarming around us, and the scene's just like us four.
Exactly. And he like, you can see that that Fletcher, he's wearing sort of, he kind of looks like the I forget his name, the bad guy from The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, right? Like very like skinny, tall, neat, like just black duster.
Yeah.
Very, very like prim suit, like very clean, which is not as you remember Ross Fletcher.
Yeah.
Like he was very much a rough and tumble looking guy, right? So he's all like cleaned up and proper.
Yeah. So he looks over when he hears that and kind of like looks him up and down. Kind of like eyebrow like arches a little bit, and then the surprise is mutual, friend. Never thought I'd be here either, but so we are.
Good. It's like we thought you might be spies from another company, but that ain't the case, right?
What?
He looks you guys over.
Laszlo steps forward and he's like, "Now, if you got some secrets, I'd be interested in them, but I'm not exactly a spy per se."
Yeah.
And then he kind of steps back, realizing that probably wasn't the right move.
Yeah, I think he kind of looks at you after you say that and stuff. He's like, I mean, he's like, it's a formality, but I'd like to see some papers, right? Of like what your or like you mind telling me what your business here in town is?
I think Laszlo kind of pats Pete on the back, and he's like, "You take it from here."
Yeah, and so yeah, he like nods, and then you said there was like a crowd starting to form, or okay, yeah, I look around and
well, hold on, let me re-describe that actually. Let me retcon that for a second. I don't think there is a crowd. If anybody, it's like people looking through windows and stuff like that, but like their doors are shut and that kind of stuff because they thought you were bandits, right? Or like someone like you know.
Is the street still full of people, or are we just in like a vacant like main road right now?
No, like the road has like trickle or what do you call it? Trickled out from people. Like everyone's been like rushed into buildings and that kind of stuff because they're like,
okay.
What is going on here? Right.
they're waiting for us to ride through on horses and go yee.
Yeah, they're waiting for us to kill each other.
Yeah.
So the sheriff. That's why the sheriff comes out and wants to deal with you.
Yeah.
First, right?
Okay.
How about we discuss this in your station?
I think what do you mean by that when you say that?
Well, I look around and I see just like people like staring through windows and like the doors of the saloon are open and people like peeking out and stuff. And it's like, I don't really want to get into this with a lot of people around.
And you also want to
this
put
is
him
more-
somewhere he feels safe, like he has the power. So you want to go to his station.
Because it's definitely like, especially like if we, I'm not sure how much we're definitely not going to reveal everything, but especially right now, it's just like right now we're a spectacle, and that was never our intent.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
we're demon possessed. Just
Yeah,
let
exactly.
y'all know.
No, I think you see Ross Fletcher instead. You see him like push up his sleeves on his coat, right? And you can almost make out there's like a black cross on his left arm. And I think he does like one of those like hands to like the hip kind of thing that like pushes his coat back, and you see like his 44. And then he's like, "Nah, I think right here is fine."
Well,
So
now,
what you doing here,
mister,
boys?
I don't take too kindly when people
So like
bring
he,
out the gun so early in a conversation.
I mean, well, he's like, I mean business, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not drawn it yet, but he's letting you know.
No, not at all. He's just like, like, no, we're gonna do it here.
Yeah. Like, look, I have a gun.
Yeah, and I'm the sheriff, right? He's got the tin.
But-
Yeah. You still
can
haven't
put the
told me
code
what you
down
guys are
here.
doing here. I don't like.
give a
Trust me, I don't want to pull out old Bessie as much as you guys don't want to get shot by her, right? So like, let's.
Yeah.
We trust me. Besides, like McCluskey and I, we go back. So I mean, what are you doing here? That's all.
I give a look. Yeah, a quick look to Quinn, and then a quick look to Laszlo, and then we
Looking for work? Like he's trying to give you an out?
yeah, in a way, we heard the mayor had a few offers, and we're interested.
Are you just lying?
Kind of, yeah. Like
It's a lie by omission, I think. Yeah.
yeah, I'm also lying. I'm lying by omission, but then also I'm lying with the wrong information. Also, so I'm not even sure.
Directly.
Me as Adam is not even sure how far this lie is actually. Might even be. The
I
truth.
think this might be our first roll. Then I think this should be a way of the bastard.
Way the bastard. Heck yeah. All right. Alrighty.
All right, so you succeed spectacularly, but your threshold goes down by 1.
Yes, it does.
So you now have a 7. Cool. Oh yeah. So describe. So just kind of describe what happens.
Okay. So I think. So Ross like hears that, and I think they're actually like we don't know this, but there actually was like a call out for like I sent out in like the papers or whatever.
Oh, some
like,
muscle or something. There was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it that you like said it off like surely, like confidently, and then he was like, "Ah, yeah, you're here for the bounty." Right.
Of course.
Very well. All right, let's I know you probably want to see the mayor, but he's a little busy right now. So how about you guys come to my office now? Let's you can talk to me.
Sure thing.
Now that he knows that like he can bring you inside and stuff like that, right? He's gonna watch you guys and make sure you take some steps and come with him.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
And quick question.
You see these people in the town kind of start like coming back into the
going
street.
back to their
yeah,
normal
then once they realize you're not like a weirdo. Yeah.
Quick question about the earlier scene where we caught a flash of the Black Cross. Did like he actively try to show us it, or did we just like?
No.
See it briefly? Okay.
I think you might have saw it briefly. Right?
Okay,
like,
so we know it's there, but he wasn't like actively showing off.
No,
like, hey.
no, he
Yeah.
wasn't trying to. No,
All right.
he wasn't flaunting it. It was just
Okay.
Yeah.
So
He was flaunting it. He was flaunting the gun, but he was not flaunting
yeah,
his thing. Yeah.
is he leading the way, or
Yeah. He's just gonna walk you down the street a little bit to the sheriff.
Cool.
Okay, so whenever he's like got his back turned, I like do like the point to the arm sort of signal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like did you guys see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Laszlo nods and he makes like a write down symbol like to encourage you to immediately
Yeah.
write it down so he doesn't forget.
Yeah,
I think as they're
Quinn.
walking, Laszlo kind of makes a mental note that the surgeon's office is like really close to the factory, like a few paces down.
So you guys, yeah, I think Ross mentions how like in the past few 6 months, the town's been booming. with the gulch. There was an earthquake that opened up some new veins of lead below.
Sounds
And,
like hell opened under you.
or heaven, if you're one for coin. It looks like industry from east is finally getting here out west. At least in our town of Plumber's Gulch. We do, and he says yeah, we do all right here. As you see, people are walking home from their shift and coughing and all destitute. You know what I mean? Just completely exploited.
I think at this point Laszlo kind of just speaks up from behind Pete, and he's just like, now I've been here before, and I don't remember the industry of this town being quite as large as it was before. So what's been changing? I can't imagine the opening of a new vein caused all of this. That rail yard, that factory, that's all new.
Oh, that's the opportunity. Oh, it's the earthquake was the opportunity. He's probably holding the door now. We finally get to the office. He's holding the door. I'm no, the earthquake was the opportunity. That all goes to our CEO and new mayor, Gus Haggard. He's the man who took it, who sees the opportunity.
I turn and look at Laszlo. Not really. My face is pretty blank, but I just turn and look at him, and then I look back to Ross.
And I think Laszlo kind of stops right there, and probably Quinn bumps into him because he stops so abruptly, and he's just like, a new mayor, you say?
Oh, you weren't looking for Lane, were you?
Probably gonna have to make a bastard roll here, but I think Laszlo's like, nah. We were just, like we said, looking for work.
Yeah, make a bastard roll.
Right, so it's gonna be nope. D8. Don't fail. All right.
Nah.
That's still a success, right? Okay. Then my threshold goes down to.
Yes, that is a weak success.
Yeah.
I was about to say that's
a
weak
6.
success,
Yeah, on a D6, a 6 means you barely succeed.
Right.
And a 1 means you absolutely succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how this plays out. You're I'm not looking for him. I'm just looking for work, right? You say that, and your eye pans to the jail cells, and there you see Lane, handcuffed, sitting on a bed.
Mm.
He looks at you he totally do I know that guy? Because you're obscured up, but it looks somewhat.
The stature is right. The
exactly, and the gait seems right?
Yeah.
So he's looking at you but he doesn't say anything, right? Because it's three dudes. You always worked alone. You don't. It's not ringing any bells. But
yeah,
right. I think Laszlo kind of tilts his head a little bit further down over his eyes and just kind of drops his head a little bit and keeps walking in. Just to
all right.
Yeah, he just eyes you up, and you kind of look at him a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know you.
Yeah.
All right. So as we kind of come in and he kind of takes us to his office, not with the jail outside.
Mm-hmm.
As we get in, and then Ross, you haven't seen you in a few years, but you seem to be doing pretty well for yourself here.
It's with those new, all right, with the increase of industry comes an increase in my pay. The mayor, the best part is the mayor runs a tight ship here. We don't see too much of riffraff come our way here in Plumber's Gulch.
Do you like the new mayor?
It's always nice.
He's tough, but he's fair. Yeah. If you do him right, he does you right,
What more could you want?
He kind of laughs a little bit, and he pulls out a bottle of whiskey right from his desk. He's I used to be a little used to have a cowlick, right? And he beat that out of me. Showed me how to be a real sheriff.
Mm.
Since then, there've been no problems. I thank him every day for it. Here, whiskey.
I think Laszlo immediately grabs the bottle without even asking the others, takes a quick swig and sets it back down. Refreshes himself after a second. He's It sounds like you got a bigger position going on here than just sheriff. I imagine all those workers down in the mines might need a little bit of correcting every now and then.
See, that's not that's outside my responsibility. The mines are not technically part of the town. The mines belong to Hackard and Plunkett Co. They have their own security for that.
Laszlo kind of nods like, right.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you would never want to mix business and politics. That's ridiculous.
Right.
Not in our democracy.
So he.
Yeah. So did he invite us to take the whiskey, or is it like he's pouring out stuff for us?
Oh yeah, he's pouring out shots.
I just rudely grabbed it.
Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll take the glass whenever it's there, and
he looks at I guess he would probably look at Laszlo and like for like doing that. He's like, come on, man, I poured some glasses. Like show some civility.
Laszlo's like, I got rid of civility a long time ago. I'll take what I want, but in small enough amounts.
Oh. He looks at all of you, and you're kind of like Haggerty, right? And he's like, looks like you all could use a hefty dose of civility, which is still also weird coming from him because knowing his past of like being like
right, yeah,
bearded like Robert Baratheon kind of guy, and now he's like skinny and like lean and like sharp and keen.
Ain't got much use for civility out on the road. Supposing if we were stuck in one place, we might tend to it. But
what you doing on the road? Weren't you a sheriff?
Was definitely was.
What happened? If you don't mind me asking.
Sometimes
it's all right. You can tell me.
Sometimes got a good thing going, then turns out it was never that good in the first place.
I think there's not a drink to that. And like when he puts his shot back, you also like you see like his tattoo again a little bit.
Oh my gosh, subtext! Ah,
just like up his sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, so we get like another shot or whatever and take it. And so what do you know about the offer and the call to arms and such that was put out for that we came looking for?
Yeah, we need you to as far as I know, there's something down in those mines, and it ain't working right for the boss man, and instead of risking company assets, he's looking to hire contractors. For what? Doesn't tell me. But since I've vetted you, since I know you guys, and if you're good and ready, I'll take you over to see the mayor. I think you hear Hank Lane like laugh, like chuckle.
Just at at the word mayor, or just at the end of the sentence. Yeah.
How about you boys? You good and tidy, or got other business to tend to?
I think Laszlo like quickly motions for Quinn, and he like asks for his notepad or just like a page out of it and the pen, and he like very quickly jots down like a little note while he's right there, just while Pete and the sheriff are talking, and then he kind of folds it up, slips it into his pocket, and he's like, I'm good if y'all are. I ain't got no business to attend to right now.
All righty, Ross. Let's go meet the mayor.
Very well. And so he takes you past the town hall, right? And takes you to the factory. So past the surgeon's office as well. To the factory. Takes you up a couple of flights. You see like a bunch, like you walk through sort of like the assembly line of like people like melting lead and kind of stuff. and he takes you up some like set of like iron stairs and that kind of stuff to like a rafter kind of thing, and finally to like a large opulent office above the factory floor. And there you see Gus clearly like writing down in like a bunch of ledgers and stuff like that. And he's like he's a portly man, like very well kept, wearing like suspenders and like a 3-button suit or something like that. And I think he says like, I believe I told everyone not to disturb me from the hours of 2 to 4, right? Like without like looking up. And the sheriff's like, well, I know, pardon me, but it seems that we have some guests here about your mind problem, sir. And he looks up and he's like, oh, good. Yes, come in. And he closes his ledger, his like fine ledger, and like puts it to the side. And he comes like, come on, boys, let me take a seat. And he like grabs an extra chair from the side and like brings 3 of them, so it puts it in front of him.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, Pete will move in and he'll walk up to the desk and like extend a hand.
Yeah, it's good to meet you. My name is Gus Hackard. How are you guys doing today?
Mighty
That
fine.
gives you like a mighty strong, firm handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Pete returns it with a good grip. And Pete McCluskey, good to meet you too.
McCluskey, good name.
Quinn is continuously writing and does not even look up, and it's just like, Quinn,
What you writing there?
none of your damn business.
I think Laszlo like reaches a bandaged hand out to like shake his hand, and then like quickly retracts it as he kind of thinks better of it. And he's like, well, my name isn't as important. You've met Pete here, but I'm just a traveler, a drifter, wandering with my compatriots.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need to know your guys' names if you're gonna do this business, right? I don't go in business not knowing who I'm doing business with, right? So would you give me the luxury of your names?
So if I like actively lie about my name,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know that I'm lying because I don't like sell that I'm lying, do I not have to make a bastard test for that? Because
No.
like he doesn't know that I'm like lying. He has
Yeah,
no
but
way-
you're still acting in a way that's deceptive.
okay.
That doesn't mean that the failure means that he knows you're lying, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't actually want to risk that, so I think I'll just be like, very well then, my name is Laszlo Holt.
Okay, Laszlo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just divulge the name for the time being.
Okay, all right,
We'll kill him later.
very well, Laszlo. And who's your scribe, Mister? None of your damn business.
My name's Quinn. You can call me Quinn.
Quinn. So Pete, Laszlo, and Quinn. So as you can, as the poster says, I'm offering $500 to for the safety and return of the capture of my 12 missing miners.
500. It's quite the offer.
He chuckles and says like, that's peanuts to the business I'm running now.
Well, congratulations, sir.
So
One time, that would have been a lot of money for a haul, but since that earthquake, we've been rolling. And he like grabs like his straps or whatever, and he's like, it's like, now I'm number 1 in the country for lead.
Ross mentioned you were doing town and yourself were doing quite well.
Yeah.
An
thank you.
earthquake? That sounds quite dangerous for a mine in town.
That's what we thought too. But we had a couple brave miners go in, scout it for us, and what they found is what could only be described as the mother lode.
Just one of them lucky coincidences, isn't it?
It was an opportunity, and I seized it, which is what any good capitalist could do.
That's why you're on top.
Indeed.
Well, I think the offer sounds about right. How about you?
I think Laszlo kind of drums his fingers on the back of the chair. He hasn't like sat down. He's just stood up obstinately, and he's like, "I don't know. I could really go for a bottle of whiskey, but none of that cheap shit that you've been giving the sheriff. I mean, something from your collection. How's that sound?"
Ah, you're he looks at you. It's like, excuse me, Laszlo. I didn't take you as a connoisseur of whiskey.
And Laszlo kind of like half mockingly and half seriously, he kind of like puts his thumbs up like where suspenders would be on his just like, my dear mayor, I don't think we know each other well enough yet, but trust me, I am certainly a connoisseur of whiskey.
He asks you a testing, like, probing question. He's like, so
Okay.
what do you think of McCullough Hill's 12-year?
All right, so I'm a roll because I am going to be actively deceptive. 1d8. Well, let's not die. Yes.
All right.
We didn't
So
die.
describe it. Is he lying? Do you know it's a test? Do you know?
So,
do you actually describe what it is?
So I think he knows it's a test, kind of just like to judge his knowledge of whiskeys,
Yeah.
and he's like, "My dear mayor, I happen to know that their youngest vintage is only about 24 years. There is no 12-year."
And he's like, yes, you are a man of wealth and taste.
And he's like, "As you will come to learn, I, unlike my compatriots, am a very civil individual." And I think,
Well, that might be good for us and talking and doing business now, but how good would be civility getting my miners back?
and Laszlo kind of laughs. He's like, now, I'm civil in discussion. You ain't seen me with a gun."
That's what I want to hear, boys.
Yes.
So,
Ross is probably giving him dirty looks from like across the room, right?
yep. Just so you know, if any of my workers give you hassle, don't worry about it. Tell them I sent you. But if they still don't take kindly to strangers, which some of these folks around these parts do, I give you discretion on how you solve it. Just don't hurt my bottom line too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now these 12 miners are quite the hemorrhoid, but I prefer less blood on my hands. You know, it's easier for my bottom line. But if it comes to lead, you know.
There's plenty of it around.
Indeed. Okay. So, do we cut to you guys going to the mine? You guys want to do anything beforehand? Do you want to?
I guess have a moment to like discuss? I guess as we like step out and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess if we have like a minute to ourselves, kind of.
Yes, smash cut outside, and I think Quinn is immediately like, "We ain't doing that shit, right? We're not actually gonna do that for him, are we?"
This is going a bit against the plan.
Laszlo kind of shrugs and he's like, "I do like whiskey, y'all." and then he kind of recants on that a little bit, but he's like, "No, we came here for a reason. I can kill the man for the vintage if I care that much."
And the man we really want to talk to is sitting in the jail right down there.
So it's just like, well, the sheriff, he's still up there with the mayor. They're still finding it out. We got a little bit of time, but as soon as he comes back, he's probably not going to say kindly to us talking to the mayor. He's going to know something's up.
Mm-hmm. I think I can. If you boys want to go have a chat with Mr. Lane, then I think I can keep Ross a bit distracted.
Well, if you can keep Ross at bay, then I think we can handle the mayor.
Certainly.
Before, like, after you say that, he's Laszlo kind of turns and he's like, yeah, but what about, we should probably force his hand at some point. We don't know what we're dealing with there.
Mm-hmm. Certainly true.
I think Laszlo thinks, and he's like, but you know him. You know how to push his buttons, right?
I know a few. I know a thing or two.
And Laszlo nods, and he's like, so you should probably be able to, at the very least, get him to spill something about that.
I got my ways.
And Laszlo kind of nods. He's like, I'm holding you to that, because I'm rolling with the one that ain't got no memory. I'm already flying a little bit blind here.
I give you a look, and then I'm like,
Laszlo kind of looks back and he's like, you won't remember that. Don't worry about it.
We could just put a gun to his head and ask him.
Laszlo sighs and he's like, yeah, but then we got to kill everyone in the town. Last time we did that, I ended up with all the fire duty and the cleanup.
If it comes to that, it'll come to that. But I think if we can get through this clean as possible, then might be easiest. Certainly not opposed to blood, though.
Laszlo shrugs and he's like, well, at least we got the foundry. We got a good way to get rid of the bodies, if nothing else.
Lead'll cover. Lead has many uses.
And and I think just kind of as like a final like poetic moment before they head off in their separate ways, like Laszlo turns to him and he's like, yeah, lead's gonna be the death of this town one way or the other.
So good.
Nice. That's pretty good. Do we cut to the elevator going down the mine shaft now? Or were you guys actually gonna go talk to the guy?
Should we discuss like what happens off screen, or do we want to cut because we're not intent on going to the mine, but like, are we going there for appearance's sake? Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that you were going to go there.
I
Or
think
you just
we're
want to
kind
talk
of
to the
just
guy first. Okay.
we want to talk to like the old mayor while Pete distracts
Okay.
the old sheriff, and then
All right.
they
Yeah,
might hear
'cause
from there.
the whole mine thing is entirely accidental.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just there. If we have to do it to keep up appearances, I guess we will, but like not.
Oh no, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, basically, I was in what I was thinking was they were gonna go off. I would wait back and wait for Ross to head out of the mayor's office, and then
Catch him up.
Ross, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. So we're gonna go over to the sheriff's office again.
Yeah.
Okay. So the sheriff isn't there when you guys walk in, and it's just Hank probably like meditating or something in his jail cell.
Is there anything like unusual about the meditation, like something paranormal going on, or is he just like sitting there?
No, I mean there's like a window and stuff like that, and there's like a it's kind of dusty in here, and you can see kind of like the ray like going down to the light, right? And you see Hank Lane kind of like instead like on his knees praying to the wall, which is like just like dark.
Oh, okay. So I think Laszlo kind of strolls up casually to the cell, and he raps on the bars a few times, and he's like, "Mayor, it's well, I won't say it's been a while. You probably don't recognize me, but you don't seem to be doing too well, do you?"
Yeah, he looks at you and is like, "Yeah, I'm no mayor no more."
And Laszlo kind of like, he bows a little bit graciously, and he's like, now, a mayor in my eyes will always be a mayor, regardless of his current station. You should keep that in mind. Never doubt yourself in that regard.
He looks at you and it's like, "What? Where are you from? When that's true?"
And Laszlo
mayor is an elected position. When you are no longer elected, or when people buy your election out from under you, you are no longer mayor.
Laszlo kind of grins and he's like, I like to give honoraries the title that they won fairly.
Honorary.
And so he kind of like probably like
he still hasn't looked at you. Like he's still like just talking like eyes close to the wall, right?
Laszlo kind of like
honorary. There's a word that's never been used to describe me.
Yeah. Laszlo slips his arms through the bars and he kind of like hangs them forward and he's like, "Well, I didn't say you were honorable now, did I? I just said that you happen to have a title that I appreciate that
He
you wear."
he smirks, and I think he like finishes his praying, and he finally like looks to you, and kind of just like inquisitively kind of gives you like that one eye kind of raised, and he's like, "Who'd you say you are?"
Laszlo, like under the bandages again, grins. Like you can see his cheeks move up, and he's just like, "It doesn't really matter who I am, but what matters is what I'm after. What me and my friends are after, as you saw. We happen to know you have a special connection to a little friend that we've been after for quite a while now. A friend that we believe have wronged us in various ways."
Oh, by the way, yeah, I think the mayor is wearing like some kind of like raggedy T-shirt or whatever, or like a Henley kind of thing, and like the sleeves are like they will like normally be buttoned up or not, so like you can definitely see like a cross on his arms, right?
Yeah.
And
So that means that
like a cotton
Ross has
shirt,
probably
right?
seen it at some point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, sorry, I cut you off.
What if his scar is actually, or like what if actually the tattoo isn't there? What if the tattoo looks like it's like part of his arm was like a scar, right? Like something like was cut, like a huge chunk of his arm was cut.
Oh,
So like, there's a really obvious scar
Yeah.
in like,
where the cross should be. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Right? Like it was like a skin graft or something like that over it now, or just like
Yeah.
like horribly scarred. Yeah, let's go with that instead.
Cool.
Yeah.
And he looks at you and he's like, "Son, I have no idea what you're getting at."
um, so like Laszlo, because he knows, he kind of like
Yeah.
briefly pulls up like part of the bandages that would be covering part of the mark.
Mhm.
You can kind of see his skin is a little bit decayed as it is, like it's kind of got
Yeah.
this greenish pale tint to it. And he's like, "I happen to know you have one of these." Yes.
And he corrects you and says "had."
And Laszlo kind of looks down where like the arm is, and he kind of like looks at the scar, and he's like, "You honestly think that cutting that mark off will get him off your trail? You honestly think that we don't know?"
And he looks at you and is like, "I'm not the one who cut him. Cut this from me."
Laszlo kind of steps back like aghast, and he's like, "Well, who did it then?"
Uh, I think he kind of like smirks in a very like defeatist kind of way and like looks back to the wall and it's like, "Our little friend did."
And Laszlo kind of thinks about it for a second. He's like, "What reason would he have?"
I think he kind of shrugs and is like, "I'm not sure, but he said he needed to collect some debt and took this back from me. For what reason,
Yeah.
I don't know."
Laszlo kind of thinks on it for a second. He's like, "You're still walking the earth, and he only took the mark.
Mm-hmm.
That's strange. But nonetheless, you have information that we need, I'm sure. If our friends visited you, whether in the past or in the recent past, you still know where he was headed at the very least. Or where
He
he is."
he looks at you and he's like, you think I know?" It's like, "You think I know a lot more than you think, but I might be able to help you. First, you got to get me out of here."
So
Must-
Quinn's pops out from the shadows,
Mhm.
brandishing a firearm,
Okay.
and says, "How about you tell us everything you do know? Every detail. Do not spare a single one."
I think that would probably be way of the gun, because you're threatening with
I'm not
violence.
using it.
I know, but you're threatening with violence.
Was that even just threatening?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. Harm, kill, or frighten someone.
Okay. Let's go for it then.
Well, are you being deceptive? Like, are you actually like legit threatening or not?
Oh, it's a legit threat.
Okay, because like you could actually roll more than one die. Like if you're doing like if you were actually lying, you're also a bastard. Okay.
That sounds credible.
So okay. So you barely succeed. You don't lose your threshold because you just rolled a 4. Okay. So I think he kind of like monologues a little bit, being like, it's like, "You think I fear death anymore? I know exactly where I'm going after this. This is just a brief passing to the eternal oblivion that awaits me.
I think Laszlo kind of like reaches a knife out of his coat pocket and he like presses the blade to like the back of Quinn's wrist, and he kind of just like lowers his hand slowly and then brings it back up against the bar and starts kind of like running it over the bars, kind of just not really to intimidate, just kind of as a thing to do. And Laszlo kind of looks at him. He's like, "Yeah, intimidation ain't really gonna work on this son of a bitch. We gonna need something else. So what do you want?"
He's like, I know what he wants, but I don't know where he's going. I don't know how to get it.
Well, I'm referring to like what the mayor wants.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about what the devil wants, because that's what you wanted. That's what he wanted to know, right? That's what Quinn wanted to know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know you were answering for Quinn.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, that's all he says, right? It's like if you think you're gonna get that out of me by brandishing a gun at my face, you have something else, right? So like you partially succeeded, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Laszlo kind of like repeats the question. He's like, "All right, well, what do you want? Obviously freedom, but that's gonna take a little bit of effort, and I can't imagine that's the only thing you're after."
He looks at you dead square in the eyes, right? Like the camera, like it's very much like a close up, and he's like, "I want my town back."
And Laszlo kind of laughs and he's like, "Are you serious? You know as well as I do that. All right, I can get you that. We can get you that."
Yeah, I mean, he looks at you. He's like, "Look, listen. I know I ain't got much time left. I know I made a lot of mistakes, but all I want to do is just spend my remaining days being king of this little shithill."
And Laszlo kind of.
I know it ain't much, but it's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Laszlo nods appreciatively and he's like, "Yeah, well, if you're gonna die, you might as well die at the top of the pile, I suppose, instead of rotting in a cell. All right, I suppose we can see what we can do, but you don't want us to straight up, kill him, do you?"
I would like to kill him myself. That scumbag mayor. He he killed his partner.
Laszlo kind of shrugs and he's like, "I'm not one for the business of business. I'm not very up on my recent fortune. What would it be, like 300 back in the 1850s?"
I have no idea.
Whatever the equivalent of Fortune 500 would be.
Sure.
And Laszlo's like, all right, we can probably get that for you, as long as you have the information. You do have it, don't you?
He absolutely. He looks at you and he's like absolutely.
Can I detect any like hint of lying or anything? Or is he like dead serious, no flinching, no nothing?
Oh yeah, no, he unflinchingly says that.
Okay, all right. So I imagine we believe him, and I step back from the bars and I turn to Quinn and was like, "Is there anything else you need to ask the man?"
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We should talk to the actual mayor.
I think Laszlo nods and he's like, "When you say talk, do you mean talk or do you mean talk?"
We'll see how the first talk goes before we bring out the second talk.
Laszlo kind of like pats his shoulder and he's like, "I'd prefer we just skip to the second, but friend here wants to do the honors himself, so I guess we'll abide by your plan for right now." So I imagine we're kind of like trying to skedaddle out because we know that the sheriff's coming back at any point. So like before we manage to head out, Laszlo like drops a note on the sheriff's desk, that basically just like says like, "We know," or not even "we know." It just says "I know."
Okay. It has a black hand on it.
It just has a little crucifix on it.
Okay.
At the bottom of the page.
All right. So where are you guys heading out to?
Presumably we're gonna go back and meet up with
The factory.
Yeah.
Did I ever? Did Ross ever come out, or was I just standing there?
I don't know.
No, Ross wasn't around.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if they're the next scene is them coming back to the factory, I'm just like leaning against the wall or something on the outside, like it's probably smoking a cigarette or something.
And Laszlo walks up and he's like, "Dude, did he not come out? Did we have more time? Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to make you stand around out here. I imagine the fumes are getting to you, buddy."
I'm used to waiting. What'd you get?
Laszlo kind of sinks back and he's like, "Well, well,
Sweet
the mayor,
ball.
Quinn is, in some parlance, yes, the mayor claims that he knows where Moulton's headed or where he is, but we're not exactly sure anything beyond that. He wants us to kill the mayor, though, or he wants to kill the mayor. We know that,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we can probably get that accomplished. What do you say?"
Shouldn't be a problem.
I think Laszlo kind of like puts his hands on his hips and he's like, "Yeah, you say that, but there's that sheriff and everyone in the town, and the fact that gunshots are very likely going to be heard over the factory noises. I think we should probably come up with some kind of plan if we're going to do this. I mean, yes, we could drag him kicking and screaming down to the police station and just give the man a gun, but I think the last time that worked out, we had to like burn the town down. Maybe that was the time that we introduced leprosy to the place. I don't remember."
We've done many bad things. We can do plenty more.
And then Laszlo's kind of just like, "Oh, you flatter me."
Quinn is thinking and looks up from the notepad and is like, "Don't we need to either break the mayor out or bring someone into the mayor? One of the two. So we're gonna have to talk to the sheriff anyway."
Ooh, okay. Okay, I got something. Okay.
I think the sheriff's gonna be Fletcher's gonna be the linchpin of our little scheme. That's pretty clear, I think.
Yeah. So, I think at this point, I think the factory horn like signals like several times. And like and you hear like some like bells ringing, and you hear like clamoring around the street, and it's like, oh, not again. And I think from like the factory, you see like some like fire kind of like smoke start bellowing out from the factory, like through like the windows and stuff.
Smoke that's like not supposed to be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, like bursting through the like the doors of the factory, is like this like thing, this humanoid shape of like molten sludge, like stumble like through the street, just like dropping slag, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like screaming like a human would.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like it's just like running like through the street like on fire, and like just molten.
I think Laszlo turns and he's like,
Darnation.
Did we do? I don't think we did that. Did one of you get some kind of power I don't know about? Did we do that at some point? Did y'all touch some shit you won't supposed to?
Wasn't me. I throw my cigarette on the ground and stomp into it. Supposing that might be the thing we were supposed to take care of.
Laszlo kind of shrugs and he's like, "Well, they said it was down in the mines. That don't look like the mines, but maybe."
I think, yeah. If you guys don't do anything, you see like the sheriff on the other side of town being like, like a loud exhale sigh, and like go for his gun.
Okay. We should take care of it. Could be. I mean, could be a good way to make a good impression on the fine folks of Plumber's Gulch.
Laszlo kind of leans back against the structure of the factory, and it kind of buckles under his weight because everything's decaying, and he's kind of just like, "If you want to go handle the molten lead monster over there, you can be my guest, but I kind of need this body for the moment at least."
You know what I call that body over there? A distraction. Now let's go.
Awesome. So you leave the sheriff to deal with it?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Was apparently gonna shoot it.
Yeah, like you hear some, like, you guys go over, like, while you're making distraction, you hear like 5 shots go out, and then you hear like just like this loud like and like the sound of like sizzling and like the sound of heated metal hitting water.
So like lead being quenched, I guess.
Exactly.
Mm.
And quickly cooling and hardening. That sort of like popping, crackling sound.
Oh, are we going up to see the Gus right now? Then
Presumably.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's where Quinn's wants to go anyway.
So like
Okay.
you see like through the factory, then you see like a huge like scorch mark like going through outside the door from like one of like the giant cauldrons of like metal that are being melted.
I think Laszlo takes a look at the streak and he's like, I've been around quite a lot of fires in my day. I don't think a man falling into molten metal would be able to walk away from that. At least not very far. At least not that far. So, what do y'all think?
I think it might be a hot time to see if Mr. Hackard shares our mutual acquaintance.
I think Laszlo kind of nods and he's like, "Well, it's looking likely at this point."
So you go to the hacker's office.
I'm already on my way as they're having that discussion.
Okay. So I think Hackard looks to you and is like, I guess I owe you boys an explanation about that nonsense down on the floor below.
Laszlo kind of looks around and he's like, "I suppose if you're willing to give one."
It's like, yeah, I mean they come up from time to time, since in our town, starting from about 6 months ago, pretty much after the earthquake. There's, it's a nuisance, but nothing. It's manageable.
I think Laszlo kind of peers over the railing and he's just like, I'm not sure this is what I would class as a nuisance. Otherworldly would be a good word for it. What would you use to class this, Mayor? Otherworldly, metaphysical, perhaps
Demonic.
He probably just says something like, sunk cost.
I think
some sort of like business term.
Yeah. I think
costs.
Laszlo laughs and he's just like, fair enough. I don't run in the business circles, but I think we're on the same page just about.
Yeah. It's like he eyes you over and he's like, so my boys tell me you haven't made it to the mines yet.
And Laszlo kind of shakes his hand. He's like, nah. We had to pick up some business with an old friend that we happened by. Not even an old friend, just someone we know that happens to have some we were due quite a while ago, and we were just coming to collect. It's gonna take them a while to get it, but we should have time to go to the mines, I guess.
All right, I think he eyes you guys just kind of suspiciously for like dilly-dallying, but okay. I think at that point we're gonna go to our second break. So 11:10.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys in 5 minutes for the third part of the Devil John Moulton. Wow.
We're gonna find more slag monsters.
Yeah. So see you guys soon. 5 minutes.